Softly rising in an ebb of grey, the tones of colourless half-light track across the room, from its near-white source to the darkest corners. A mist of light creeping into the morning. I know the colours of the room are there, but they're masked, washed into monochrome. A densely woven blanket of stillness lies heavy, and I'm afraid to disturb it. I close my eyes and sink into the silence, blocking the light and the new day. But there's no sanctuary in the darkness. It still holds the stark, raw realities of the night before, and I'm caught in the dawn light, too sad to go back, too afraid to go forward. The light grows, separating the greyness, picking out shapes of muted colour, drawing me into the inevitability of the day. I move slowly through the gathering light, a grey wool jumper scratching my cold skin. But as I silently pull the door further ajar, his breathing changes. I stop, motionless, waiting for the horrors of the night to return. But a quiet rhythm of breath resumes, and I slip through the door into the morning. Outside, fog hangs white and wet. I walk away from the house into the trees of the old orchard, which stand in twisted, dark relief, their lichen-covered branches dripping with vapour, their shapes fading into whiteness down the hillside, until they disappear and become part of the water and air. The stream is running fast through the tall oak and ash at the bottom of the slope, invisible in the thick mist that hugs the valley down to the creek. Only the sound of falling water suggests how hard the rain fell in the overnight storm. Our small white dog is somewhere down there too, chasing pheasants that rise out of the undergrowth with a commotion of flapping wings and calls of alarm. He appears from the long grass in a wild corner. His posture says he's happy, his morning a success already. The roe deer must be grazing elsewhere, perhaps in the woods down by the creek, or they would have come crashing out of the trees too. The moment of noise is over. As I walk away from the orchard, even the sound of the stream disappears, silence returning to the dense air. Back in the house, Monty crawls onto his dog bed under the table, his long hair matted with fog and twigs. He drifts into an untroubled sleep as the kettle boils and I make tea. The silence in the house is even more impenetrable than in the orchard, but the absolute quietness is calming, and I draw it around me as I curl into a chair, the mug of tea warming my hands. Wet January coldness pervades the house.